You be catching, boom, everything be there, boom, everything be counters. And then you'll be leading too, and then you always have a good, you sit down on you squat. Some guys be, and this go for young pros too. I notice some of them be lazy and don't want to bend their knees. They bend at the waist too much. And when you bend at the waist, sometimes you run right into something. And no matter how many rounds I've seen you do, I've seen you use your legs each time, squat in and out, boom. Whether it's into the shot for the torque, or that roll under and get out of that stuff. And that is a big testament to being a professional.
Thank you, man.
You know it, man. You know, so but did you watch the fights last week?
Yeah, of course. Man, that Tank fight was crazy, man.
Bruh.
That was a great fight.
Bruh.
I was actually talking to Junior from El Paso about it, man. We were just on the phone.
Shout out Big Roy.
Yes, sir. El Paso, that's a great restaurant.
Man, what? I gotta stay away from that show, man, sometimes. Oh my God. Yo, that magician best all head up, man. You can't be a fighter. You can't do that stuff to fight. Be like, oh man, am I losing it a little bit? Hold on, man. The coin and the rubber bands, all that. Shout out to Mr. Allen, man. He a bad dude. Yeah. Man, I gotta take you there. I gotta take you there. It's El Paso. Big Road bought the food. His restaurant. You got a magician. Have you seen the magician?
Yeah, I seen it. Restaurant.
Oh, nah, you gotta be there. You gotta be there. Don't just know your mind not playing tricks on you. When he do what he gonna do, just know that your mind is not playing tricks on you. He gonna hit you with some stuff. It's trick after trick after trick after trick. And it's gonna make you think, am I right? Am I losing my mind or something? Like, cause even Coach Lou in my day, he messed Dad up. Man, Dad was like, hold on, wait, hold on. Dad was like, hey, man, you gotta get away from the table, man.
Nah, for real. When he put the little rubber band through, I didn't know what
bruh. And I still got the rubber bands. I'll be looking at them joints like, how do do that shit? How do we do that shit, bro? Like, oh, man, shout out to El Paso, man. Sure. Well, go, what you thought, boy? Go ahead, back to the Tank fight.
I thought it was a really good fight. You know, the Tank is just so patient, man. It's just once even Garcia, he was doing his thing, but I just felt like he got a little too reckless. And then, Tank is just so patient, so it's like he just waited for the perfect times. Once he starts opening up, it's only so many punches you could catch, bro, until you get clipped. So that was a well executed fight.
And that's that whole thing with the Ryan fight coming up. I like Ryan. I remember seeing him in the amateurs. The boy can fight. He has a gifted left hook. I'm not taking none from him. But he makes certain mistakes at the level he's at as a pro, and him leaving Canelo's trainer, in my opinion, that would have stopped some of those bad habits. That is not going. And then he's back with Goosen, who's pure front foot, walk down, break you down type of trainer. That's going to leave more openings for Tank. Like certain things that Ryan do, he'll lift his chin up when he throws his hook. He'll sit there and blink. He would not. Sometimes he'll keep his feet in the same place, and you could easily step to the side of his foot and cut him off if you want to. Those mistakes, and you got somebody like Tank, he gonna rock and come under that stuff all night long. Next thing you know, he start breaking you up inside, and that's gonna ruin that kid. And you now you just banking on, because I could hear Coach Kyle right now. Man, he gonna get desperate. Man. All he gonna do is try to load up that hook, and it's over, man. Don't worry about him, man. Just keep doing what you're doing. Is there anything we need to worry about? Nah. All right, man, I start walking this boy down, get rid of him. I can hear, I already see how it's gonna go. What you think? I'm sorry, that's just how I feel.
I mean, I do like Ryan Garcia. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I like him. I'm not saying I don't like him. I'm just saying the skill sets, I don't see it happening.
He not one of my favorite fighters or nothing, but he is a cool dude and a cool fighter. But I think Tank will knock him out.
I don't just think Tank gonna knock him out. I think Tank's gonna ruin him. Because I've seen fights like that. I just seen, every time I ever speak on something, 9 times 10 is because of all the stuff I've seen going up in boxing. And I've seen fights exactly like this multiple times, and 9 times out of 10. I think I said in one time I got an interview, I said he's gonna be another Jerry Cooney, because Jerry Cooney was a similar way to Ryan, where he was bringing money in, from bringing more casuals in. They wanted to see gentleman Jerry Cooney. He was putting guys out with liver shots, big hooks, or whatever. Then when they put him in there with Larry Holmes too soon,
Mhm.
after that he had that big payday. He was done. And then he came back maybe 3 years later. Then he came back 2 years later. Then he came back again 4 years later. And it was like he didn't really need to come back, but he just tried to.
Mhm.
But I could see that happen. Like I'm like, man, Ryan doing this. Is he gonna cash out with this fight? Cause he's making enough money off of Instagram, his sponsorships, and commercials. He don't really need no more of this. If he wants to, he can like, you know what, I'm gonna fight Tank and call it a night.
He'll pull a McGregor like when he fought Mayweather.
Yeah. Like, and I don't blame him. Get your money and get out. But
Mhm.
with your marbles intact. I'm not knocking it. But at the same time, as much crap as this boy done talk, he done talked himself into an ass whooping.
Definitely did.
He kind of done talked himself into an ass whooping a little bit. With as much crap he done talked the same. Tank just be looking at, like, even on the Mike Tyson podcast, when he was talking to John, Tank just looking at, and he just looking at him through the phone. He's like, man, your team know what I'm gonna do to you, bro.
Hey.
Oh God. It's like that one bully at school, like, yeah, 3 o'clock, you already know what time it is, what I'm gonna do to you, dog. It's so bad. It's so bad, dog. Like, I just don't see it happening. Skill for skill. People think I'm doing this because I like Tank. No. Because me and you, we all done talked about it in the gym.
Mhm.
We all done talked about it in the gym. Like, yeah, Ryan can fight. He can do this, he can do that. But how many dudes we done seen Tank get in there since the amateurs bigger than him, taller than him? In my opinion, of course, Mario Barrios ain't as fast as Ryan. Nowhere close. Not with his feet, nor with his hands. But technically sound, Mario Barrios more technically sound than Ryan. Like fundamentally sound. Don't make certain mistakes. Like, he made Tank earn get it. Mario Barrios would have beat anybody else that night.
Nah, for real.
He would have beat anybody else that night. You really think after fighting Pedraza, fighting Mario Barrios, all these different tall guys, sparring Mikey Fox, shout out to the professor. Hey, I'm gonna get under this. All I gotta watch for is that one shot. Okay, I'm gonna be under that all night. All night. You gonna wind up crushing that kid. And y'all can see now, all right, Kyle, like, man, don't aim up top. Get to the body, rip him from the bottom up for him. We're gonna slow him down so he can stay right where you want him at. That's just how I see it personally.
Yeah, what's his favorite saying? You gonna put that knife in him?
Yeah. Yeah, he said, man, go back to the penitentiary, man. Put the knife in him. Like, start sitting down on the inside. But people don't know, like, because I remember when that shit went viral. Remember that shit when he told that Gizgabo, that shit went viral everywhere? He was like, nah, all you mean is, like, when you're on the inside, it's a lot of shit that y'all casual fans don't see that be happening right in front of your face. It's a lot of shit that be happening when they get in clinches and you get on the inside. It's a lot of shit that be happening right in front of y'all face that y'all do not see. Locking dude's arms up or something, moving his bicep, getting the inside of his bicep, shooting this sword shot, moving your head, having your forehead, rub him a little bit, going under, moving your shoulder, throwing your shoulder. Panama did this to me at Hillcrest, putting his left knee on the outside of my knee and then knocking my knee, and I couldn't move. That pain was something different. I was like, and he just threw 3 shots. I was like, good. I can't move. And I'm like dragging my foot. It's a lot of stuff people don't see. And especially with this one over here, I'm glad I ain't never had to get in the ring with him because he's fucking strong as shit. Like, fuck all that. But like on the inside, I can say it now because the training camp's over with. I watched him move around with so many guys and work and move on the inside. Even at rounds after rounds, be able to still hold your position on the inside, which is another thing that I wish I could do better. That you do very, very well on the inside. And that control, inside control is one thing I always try to get better at, and I still have trouble with. And you do that jump with no problem, sitting on it, dropping your weight on your legs, dropping your weight on your shoulder, all that. All that. I'm gonna just spin out and go reset. You done see how I bought, like, man, let me get the fuck out of here.
Get that angle on it.
I'm gone, dog. You done see my little feet, like, I'm gone. Like, I ain't staying there, dog. Y'all can have that. Y'all big dudes can have that shit. No. But watching also, you know, how you coming up, watching you with Coach Lulu, man. How technical y'all are and everything, y'all gonna be hard to beat. Y'all, you stay on track, you doing what you doing, you're gonna be hard to beat, bro.
Thank you.
Like, what's the next thing you thinking of moving after this fight?
After this one, they're actually talking about something in Atlanta, but it's not set in stone. So
Yeah.
I'm just looking to stay busy this year, man. You know, after last year, my first year, uh, I was able to get 5 fights in a year. You know, I just want to stay busy. You know, I'm only 5-0 right now. I just want to build my resume and continue to get more fights. You know, stay busy this year. That's what I'm looking forward to. Staying in the ring, staying consistent.
Yeah, so basically trying to make it to the end of the year around 9 and 10-0 this year.
Yeah, exactly. Like same thing I did the first year. I want to have the same amount of fights, if not more. You know.
You probably the only fight I watched, and this says a lot. For me, I done seen so many amateur fights. Besides Khalil and Makai Phillips, yeah, you probably the only one I've watched in the amateurs where I'm like, I don't think he lost. Like Dusty was telling me it. We in the gym, right? So Dusty like, yo, you coming to the fight? I said, yeah, I'm coming. And he said, dude, watch Santo fight. I said, okay. And he said, I just need to know I'm not tripping. Every time I've ever watched him and he gets robbed. I said, what? He said, yeah, man, he gets robbed. Now, I really don't think he'd be losing. I said, all right, cool. I go to the fight, me and my father watching him. Watching. This man nice. All right, watch. Okay, cool. Strong. Okay, cool. Decision come, go to the other kid. We look. I look at Dusty. I said, yo, what they got against this kid? You probably one of the only kids besides Khalil Makai that I done seen who, yo, I don't think he, every time where he's lost, and it's a, oh yeah, that's a blatant robbery. That was a blatant right. And I remember them fights too. He was just, this was way more cool and calm than me. He just he just walk out the ring like, man, ain't shit I can do about it.
Yeah,
I'm out, yo. But yeah, man, you probably one of the only few I've ever seen that was like, yeah, he got robbed multiple times.
Yeah, I used to get real upset, you know, like when it first started happening. But it's like my dad would just tell me, it's like, you know, it's a part of the game, you know, it's amateur right now. Like these are the free ones. It's all about, like, yes, winning is cool, but it's like more of the learning experience for the pros. Like now, you know, like there's no freebies in the pros, so it's like everything that I learned from the losses with lessons back then. So it's like now I could just keep that in mind, you know.
You know, so was, you know, what, back then, was it always to turn pro, or was it, you know, like, all right, I'm going to fight these amateur fights and try to go to international, or try to go for this team, or try to go to nationals, or whatever? Was it just, I want to just try to build some of these fights, get the experience in the sparring, then I'm going to go ahead and turn because of how my style is? Because the way your style is more of a pro style anyway.
Yeah, that's kind of what it was, and especially like how you said, like you seen for yourself, like I would get robbed like in broad daylight, you know, like it would just be crazy. That I
Stuck him up with a pencil, yo.
Bro, for real, like I used to be so frustrated, man. My dad would just tell me, like, you know, like all of this is gonna pay off one day. You know, it's paying off now, and it's just crazy to see it start happening. You know.
For people who don't know, and I dealt with this myself, in the amateurs, judges don't like it when you fight like a pro. They don't like that shit. They don't like it at all. Even if you doing, like, and the worst part was, I remember when I was getting ready for my first amateur fight, and I was with Roland Moss, Lil Roland, and it was my dad. And Lil Roland kept watching me. And he go, you grew up around all pros, didn't you? I said, yeah, Daryl. Because I was in the gym with Dad, Sean May Mitchell, Ernesto, you know, Daryl Latimer, all those guys, Daryl Coley. The only amateur that was in the gym at that time was Ty Barnett. And Ty Barnett was 15, getting ready for the Mayor's Cup. But he in the gym with all pros, and you saw how he fought like a pro. So I thought I'm just doing them because they just teaching me. So I'm just, and then he said, oh man, them judges gonna rob you, boy. I was like, what you talking about? He said, I know you bringing it down to feint them and see if they gonna bite and you rock off, but nah, hey, your hand hit. And that's when Dad was like, oh yeah, we gotta start doing the Olympic guard move, or going to Mantis or something, because they're gonna see that and think you're trying to be cute, and they're gonna rob you just because. And don't get mad in the amateurs. Don't show that you pissed. Like in the ring, don't show you pissed. Oh, you wanna act like that? Okay, we're gonna rob you 3-4 more times. Oh yeah, we're gonna let you get all the way to the finals and then rob you. Like, I done seen some wild We all three at this table done seen some wild ass robberies, bro, in the amateurs, and you be looking like the politics that's involved. You just be watching like, yo, did this kid do something to this person or something? And sometimes it be hate. And this is me talking. Ain't nobody else at this table. It's me, Don's for the second, Junior the Golden Boy talking. No one else. It be a lot of judges too that will rob fighters because of the coach. Like, okay, some of these judges been there since my dad was fighting. They'll rob you. Like, just off of whatever, anything. Like, and it's like, dude, you ruining the kid more than anything. Cause there's some kids that were good that they felt like they were losers and they quit. They just stopped. Like, man, I ain't doing this shit no more. And they just stopped. Like, nah, man, come to the gym. Nah, they done. And you never see them in the gym. You'll still stop by or whatever, but you don't never see them box no more. And you ruin kids like that. You ruin them. Now and now look, we talking to somebody who I done seen get robbed multiple times. Now, what if you would have wound up stopping, and now a potential star that could happen in the next 2 years, if he would have said, nah, man, I'm just gonna get a job. I ain't doing this shit, dog. Man, I ain't got time for this. But luckily he didn't. And now he's 5-0.
Yes, sir.
Oh, man. So what was it like, because I can say now, I walked in when you was sparring Lamont Peterson, man. And you handled yourself well. And he really was thankful for that work that you gave him too. You stood your ground with a legend. And he looked good this sparring, working with all of y'all. It was Max, Jalil, you was working with all of y'all. You know, you did well. But what was one of the things you took away from working with, somebody like Lamont Peterson?
Man, just sticking to it, like it's just crazy to see him like still be able to do the stuff that he does at that age. Like, it's crazy. Like, even when I got the opportunity to spar his brother too, Anthony, it's like, bro, like I used to watch these guys.
Yes. Tuesday night fights, bro, Friday night fights. Bro, my God.
It's just so crazy, like being actually in the ring with them and getting work, and they want the work. So it's like, like obviously I'm doing something right. So it's like for me to be able to even share the ring with them is just crazy, It's just learning the little techniques like from them, like just jabbing the jab hand to keep your hand there and then coming across, like like little things that like make, like how you were saying, like with the swinging the arm so you could get this body shot, swinging this side, like cutting different angles. It'd be like it's taking little things and putting it into my toolbox like that to see if I could use it for me. It's just crazy to see.
Man, what was it like what was your pro debut? Because I remember your pro debut too. Like, and I was man, you had our household a nervous fucking wreck, bro. We were like, and like the thing is, my dad was the comment, he'll be fine. Santa gonna be fine. And I'm like, yeah, Dad. But you know how I am with all y'all in the gym. When y'all fight, I'm nervous as hell because I'm like, all right, I want my guys to do good. And I want them to come out safe and all that other shit. I was like, all right, come on, Santa. All of a sudden, I turn to grab the vitamin water, turn back. It's over. I was like, yes, all right, cool, we done. All right, it's over with. It's over with, cool. Come on back home, bro. It's over. Cut the gloves off. It's over. Oh, man, what was it like? What was your nerves like that first night?
Man, that first fight, I was real nervous because, like, maybe like, with no headgear and no shirt, like the glove sting, like, it hurts more. So I was like, man, I ain't trying to get hit by none of that shit. I ain't trying to get hit by nothing, bro. So it's just went out there and just executed the game plan that me and my dad had and got an early night, and I was happy. And Ricky got the win too, so.
Yeah, man, shout out to the Big Rig. I call him the Big Rig, man. Dude, I took one jab from Big Rig. I was like, yeah, we switching. I ain't working with him, dog. Pump all of this. Man, we go. Man, matter of fact, shout out Coach Little. What did I do to you, sir? Like, what did I do to you, Coach? Like, Tio, look at your sobrino. What did I do to you that you gonna have me do jab drills with Ricky big ass? Like, what was that? What was it, because of the arm length? Like, when we go back to the gym, we need to have that discussion, sir, because I need to know why in the world would you do that to me? I did nothing to earn that. And then yesterday, it's supposed to be a light day, and he trying to literally kill me. Like, my arms is burning. I'm like,
That's that work. That's
Oh my
why.
God. My father was like, yep, he needed. Go, thanks, Lou. Swear, man. I love watching y'all work, man. One of the things that I have trouble with, that your dad helped me with, is full length control, standing more like on my ground and where we going. And okay, now we're gonna cut here and then boom, and then nonstop building that endurance. Because sometimes I know how to coast, especially with my ailment. Coast, take my time. Nah, let's push it a little more. Push it a little more. Let's try to push it a little more. And then the other ones, he almost knocked the shit out of me with the daggone mitt, but that's not the point. Like
he gonna make you pay for your mistake.
He make you pay, dog.
Make you pay.
He make you pay. It's like, whenever I see him do that, you know what it remind me of? It remind me of that old saying that Bo should say, take this criticism now before you take it with 8-ounce gloves.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of like how I be watching him coach. That's kind of how it be. And it's perfect for y'all style. It's gonna give a lot of difficulty because it's less holes. Like you might, when you drop your hand here, you kind of inviting it because you want to set up the counter, you want to set up this and that. When it's here, it's like, and you not square, and you pointing the shoulder. It's like, damn, I'm gonna get in on this guy. It's because now all I'm hitting is this first. Then he's gonna come over top of my hand, shoot the jab. Then he's gonna come in, rock off, and shoot it right up because of it. So it's like, all right, it's kind of like Olympic and pro all together. How that style is, and the way your style is really similar to the Alexis Arguellos of the world, the Marquez brothers of the world, those type of guys, where everything is from here, nothing wasted, not even a throwaway shot. Everything is for a reason. And that's beautiful to watch, and I've seen that progress more and more as you become more of a professional each fight.
Thank you.
Yeah, man. That's what I'm supposed to do. Watch you, man. That's what I'm supposed to do. That's what I'm supposed to do, man. But did you watch that pay-per-view and like, another 10 fights, I'm going to be right here on this level. It may not be here, but it's going to be on this pay-per-view level. I'm going to get to that point.
Yeah, I'm hoping, man. I got to see everybody else that was on the card too, like Jalil.
Jalil crushed his dude, man. Oh, my God.
That was an excellent performance, man. I'm happy for him. And Trayvon.
Snipe. Oh, yeah, I
Yes,
taught the sniper
sir.
the way, man. It's nice, dog.
That boy sharp.
That man was nice. It's effortless, man. That man was effortless. It's just everything it's like a running faucet with him. It's just smooth. Like when Jalil comes, it's like a truck coming at you.
Yeah, you're not going to stop.
And when you looking at, so it's like watching, okay, you saw Jalil fight, it's like a truck coming at you. Then you watch Trayvon, whenever you watch him, it's like water flowing. Like, all right, just everything is just smooth.
Mm-hmm.
With a light, like, how you see water come down and it's going real fast, but it's yet so smooth at the same time. It rush up against rocks as hard as them up, but everything is just smooth. That's how a sniper fight. Like, it's just, everything is just effortless.
Flowing.
Oh my God, I love watching that kid box.
Mm-hmm.
I always say, guys, you, Richard, Trayvon, I could watch y'all motherfuckers box all day. I could watch y'all 3 shadow box all day long. Andre Ward, y'all guys, I could watch y'all, man, shadow box all day long. That would be my entertainment. I could sit back just like this, like, shh, it's beautiful to watch. It's beautiful to watch. I'm dead serious. Dead serious. Like, it's certain guys, like, you could tell what type of fighter you did by how they shadow box. I'm watching them from the feet up. You watch a guy from the feet up, like, man, this dude can box. Okay, yeah, this dude can fight. This dude can fight. Like, okay, oh man, because you don't rush nothing. You watch, and sometimes people think, like, okay, go fast, and we go, no, you don't need to go fast. Take your time. And that's one of the problems I always had, and that's one of the problems you don't have, and that's beauty. That's priceless. As a pro, that's priceless, bro.
Stay relaxed.
Yeah, I didn't have that luxury. I didn't have that
That's
luxury.
why we working on it in the gym,
man. What?
In the gym every day.
Yeah, man. As you started to progress, what were some of the things that you learned as being a pro? Like turning that corner. What was some of the things like, okay, all right, so this is different. Okay, this is different. All right, now I'm getting better with this as a pro. As you got to fight 2, 3, 4, and 5, what were some of the things you picked up on?
Some more of the stuff was like small things, like just being calm and like how you said, like working on the inside. Like my inside game really wasn't that good until like I was getting more and more work with the local guys and like Jalil. Like, you know, Jalil,
Yeah.
he gonna sit there and he's gonna work with you on the inside. So like, shout outs to Jalil. You know, he got my inside game right. Like, just sitting in the pocket and working off, coming off the shots that he like when he hit my arm, you know, just shoot it right back and just standing there and being more calm. Cause you know, like I would sometimes try to rush it too much, like being in the amateur mindset, like, all right, I gotta get this and get out and then get it again and then get out and stay out of there. But as a pro, you know, you gotta sit there and actually look for things and find the shots, find the openings, and he helped me really well with that.
Yeah, 'cause when you watch the little everything, you walk up, boom, everything be there. Boom, he rip again. You know, then you move your arm, put his arm right there on your shoulder, move it, control you. I'm like, good God. Like, I remember Colin making this dude, he's strong as shit. Get him off. Like, that joke be beautiful, man. That's I told him when he was here, like, man, you got a beautiful inside game. Beautiful inside game. Because when you can't take, especially me, the type of person I am, I love watching any, especially something that I may have trouble with, to watch it and be like, dang, he does that way better than me. I gotta try to get better at that. You know, I gotta try to get better at that. And he does it effortlessly. And you know, so and then to take that and you work with him, it ain't gonna show now, but it's gonna show in another round. You get to 13 and 14, that's when it's really gonna show. All of that stuff that you learning on the inside. Because when you get to round 8, 9, and 10, and you, all right, I'm gonna start, I gotta close the show. I'm gonna go ahead and walk down on this guy, catch a shoot. That's where all of that shit really gonna come out. That's really gonna come out. What's some of the stuff you learned outside the ring as a pro now?
Yeah, outside of the ring was just, you know, being a student of the game, you know, just staying true to my craft, you know, not BSing as much on the outside of the ring. You know, you actually have to eat right and get your rest. You know,
Yeah.
the rest is really important. Like, I used to just, as an amateur, I just run around and not care. You know, I didn't care. I was fighting 165, walking around 170, 175. Like, I just didn't care. And then as a pro, you know, I had to flip that switch. Like, all right, like people are really cutting weight to come and hurt you. You know, like these are little gloves and no headgear, nothing. So it's like it's time to buckle down and really stick to my craft.
And one thing I always knows about gloves is that the gap that you have when you have 14s on compared to 8s, it's like, oh damn, you can put your hand here and still get hit because of the back end. It's like, oh God, that ain't good. Like, that ain't good, dog. Well, besides your dad, who was some of the favorite fighters you liked watching growing up?
My favorite fighters, I loved, like,
besides Coach Lou.
Yeah, besides my dad, it would be I love to watch Andre Ward.
Preach.
Arturo Gatti was a real good fighter to me. I just loved his heart, you know. He just come in there and fight. I love Antonio Barrera. I love, of course, Julio Cesar Chavez.
Of course.
That body work, bro. That 7 is lethal, bro.
What?
I try to steal that from him because that 7 that's beautiful. That's a beautiful shot.
People underestimate how good Gatti was. Gatti was much better than people gave him credit for. Like, I think his amateur record was 76-12 or 78-12. And I think he lost in the Canadian Nationals, I think, or something like that. And that's when he made the decision to turn pro, and then he came to New Jersey. Like, he was much better than people realized. Like, people got so enamored with the banging that he did that people forget he beat Tracy Patterson. He boxed the whole night. He boxed after he got back with Buddy, when he got with Buddy McGirt. Buddy was like, man, he taking too many shots, man. And got him back to boxing and picking his spots when he needed to bang. And it's like, I be looking at them fights like, this dude was inhuman. Like, how you take these shots? And he was, throughout his whole career, perfectly fine, still react fine. I'm like,
not even punchy.
Exactly. I'm like, what the hell is wrong with this dude? He like this old fighter. Look up this old fighter. He fought Carmen Basilio. He fought all the top guys back in the day named Tony DeMarco. Tony DeMarco, I think, is still alive, I think. Tony DeMarco still talk just like us right now and was in hella wars with Carmen Basilio. I think he fought Rocky Graziano. I think did he fight Tony Zell? I'm not sure if he fought Tony Zell. I gotta look at the box rec again. But was in hella wars. And you know, back then the gloves was even smaller. Back then, it's like, yo, y'all got to be kidding me,
And
bro.
they was going 15. I don't understand that.
Bruh.
15 rounds is crazy.
Like, I remember my dad said hard work was like, man, when Ray changed the rounds from 15 to 12, he saved a lot of fighters' lives.
Mm-hmm.
Cause them last 3 rounds, like you talking about championship rounds being 5 rounds instead of 2. It's like, oh my gosh, even the Leonard Hearns fight, the first one, fight was 12, fight's over. Hearns wins. But because he had lost so much weight, he came in at 145 instead of 147. And Manuel Stewart said that throughout his whole life, that was his biggest regret, that he trained Thomas that hard. Because it was such a big fight. And he had him in tip-top shape. But he said if he would have made sure he had those extra 2 pounds on him, those extra 2 pounds would have maybe been those last 2 rounds, and he would have got out of there. And I'm like, damn, I ain't think of it that way. But 15... Oh, fuck all that. Like, bro, oh my God. But Marco, I was just watching. It's crazy you said Marco Antonio Barrera. I was just watching him last night. Swear to God, I was just watching Marco Antonio Barrera last night. Watching all his stuff. And you do some of the same similar stuff that he do. Even like taking it and doing that off time and jab, you do that a lot. My bad, I just dry snitched on you. But my bad. But you're at off time and jab be crucial. Soon as you don't think it's coming, doink. Like as soon as you don't think it's coming, doink. And then you keep getting hit with it and you don't expect it. As you know, your neck starts stiffening up. Your back starts tightening up because of those type of jabs. And then next thing you know, that combination starts coming more and more. More and more. Chavez, his stuff. People thought he was just take 2 to land 1. If you really watch his tapes, he really wasn't. He was more defensive than you think. He made guys look stupid sometimes. He made more than a few top guys look stupid. And they like throwing shots. And was it Greg? No, it wasn't Greg Haugen. Because he bulldozed Greg Haugen. I forget what fight it was. I got to go back and look. But he waved the guy. Come on. Boom, 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 boom. Roll, boom, boom. Then he ripped over. Go like, shit, like go behind the elbow with it. Like, nah, but I ain't gonna go. Oh, you want to block? Okay, I'm gonna go behind your elbow. I'm gonna go behind it.
Perfectly placed.
Every time, bro. What was his record before he finally lost? What, 84 and 0? Or 89 and 0? Some crazy shit like that. Telling everybody, whoever won it, come on. He told anybody, bro. He literally fought and it was like anybody who wanted. Come on. Anybody. Come on. You want to defend it? You want a shot at the belt? Come on. You want some? You want one too? You want some? Come on. You can get some too. And you just defending it non-stop. Like, yeah, you can get it too. Oh, all right. You want to fight me? All right. Oh, you don't have a ranking, so you know the belt can't be on the line. But yeah, I'll still fight you. Come on. You can get it too. You can get it too. You could get it too. You. And he just bulldozing, young. Bulldozing. Like, it was... Them dudes were different, bro. And back then, he ain't had no foam gloves. No foam. All of them were horsehair, and it was whatever they had on that table for you. It was Reyes or Everlast. 9 times out of 10.
Putting them gloves on.
Fuck all that. I'm looking at Lulu and my dad like, thank y'all for retiring when y'all did and being able to help us with our homework, because I don't get how the fuck y'all did that shit with just the Reyes on, dog. No. But now, since you've started to progress and moving forward as a professional, what's the next thing you want to add into your repertoire as a fighter? As you know, whether it be inside the ring, outside the ring, mentally, physically, which one of the next things you want to try to add to your repertoire?
I really just want to like do more stuff like this, like get my name out there. Like I don't really know how to, like do stuff like this. Like I ain't never had like no opportunity like this. That's why I'm so thankful for this. Like just getting my name out there more, so people could actually know me, know my face, put 2 and 2 together. Like, okay, I did see him fight before and stuff like that. And then this small stuff like with training camps and stuff, like being like a more complete pro, like having a nutritionist and stuff like that, like really stick to it so I could really get to where I want to be in the game. You know, like, I don't want to just be no regular guy. I really want to do something in this sport.
Don't worry about that stuff, man. You're gonna be fine.
Yeah.
You speak well, you handle yourself well, you behave like a fighter. That'll all, it's just like knockouts, they all gonna come anyway.
Mm.
So don't even sweat that part. Especially with the type of fighter that you are and the fighting style that you are. They're gonna fall in love with you regardless. Then you flash the smile, then they really
Yeah.
gonna fall for you. You're gonna be fine. Just keep on doing what you're doing with the complete pro part, and then everything else will get better over time and add on, and then everything else will come. Once you start getting, you'll start to see it as you start to get to 12, 13, 15, 18. Then it comes to sponsorships. Then it comes this, then comes that. Then you just start practicing with having conversations more and more with people and feeling like it's an interview, getting used to it, just like how you do getting in the ring with the nerves and controlling your nerves, all that stuff. And it's gonna come anyway because they're gonna ask to talk to Crisanto. And that's how it's gonna go for you. And the way that you put yourself out there as a fighter, they're gonna fall in love with you regardless. No offense to Virgil Ortiz, I'll give you an example. Virgil Ortiz, he doesn't do too many interviews as much. It's mostly just it's the way he comes out there and he brings it. Then you may see the interview of him talking or whatever. Some fighters is to talk first, then fight, and you like to fight or whatever, and you like the image of them. You know, but Virgil was it's different. It goes for some fighters it's the other way, it's how he fights. And then you may see an interview or whatever. You might get a quick snippet of him with Elliot Roberts or whatever. And with that, no matter what, they still fell in love with him. And especially in Texas when he fought Maurice Hooker, that fight. It's no different. And you know, so don't even sweat it. It's gonna come to you regardless. Same thing I tell this one over here. You know, so y'all don't worry about that stuff, man. Because we already doing everything right anyway.
Mm.
And you got a good head on your shoulders, you got a good team around you, and you're not loud about it. You do your thing, you go home, you come back to the gym. That shit's gonna pay off regardless, any fucking way. And the way you keep moving forward, you keep devastating guys, they're gonna wanna come talk to you anyway. You ain't gonna have to go look for them. They're gonna come look for you. And then you'll get better with that over time anyway. And that's how it's gonna go for you.
Appreciate you, mano.
Anytime, siempre. You know,
I
so
got a question for you, Chip. At what age did you start boxing, and like what made you make the decision to like keep going and just, like this is what you wanted to do?
Really, I've been in the gym my whole life. Like I said, he keeps shouting out my dad. My dad was a professional boxer. He was 3-0, and you know, as a kid, you know, he would just bring me with him. You know, like because you know my mom would be at work or something, so he would just bring me in the stroller and just have me in the gym. So just being around in that environment, like I just fell in love with it. And then for me to see like it made him happy, like for what I was doing, and like it made me happy. Like I was making him proud doing that. So that just made me just want to keep going with it. And then I forgot what you said. What was the second question?
I said what made you like make the decision to keep on going and keep doing this?
Oh, to keep going. Like I don't know. I'm not gonna lie. Like I was playing like other sports and stuff too, but it's like nothing's like boxing. You know, like team sports is cool and everything, but it's like what happens when the other part of your team is not doing their job, then you just start pointing the finger around at each other. And boxing is, yeah, you got your coaches and stuff you could put the blame on, but really it's you who's getting in that ring and you who's, you know, you gotta execute your plan to how you do it. And there's nobody you can really point the finger at, and that's what I love about it. Like you get mad in football or basketball, what you want to do, you want to fight, right? So just watch, just skip that part and just you want to see who better than. That's why I love it.
Also, like, what made you make the decision as an amateur to turn pro? Like this is time. This is the time right here when I'm gonna turn pro. What made you say that?
Really just I was tired of getting robbed in the amateurs, to be honest. Yeah, I just had to make that adjustment and just really go all in with it. Like, you know, as you get older, it's like time is not really on your hands. So it's like you're gonna do something, you're gonna do something now.
Yeah.
And not wait.
You want something else?
Nah.
No, it's that is a lot of those times, man. I remember shout out to Monster Mark Johns. This dude turned pro, but said at least you had that reason. This man turned pro because he didn't want to cut his beard no more.
For
Like
real.
I swear to God, ask him if you ever see Monster Mark John. Ask him; he will gladly tell you. Man, dog, I got tired of cutting my beard, man. Juice wouldn't leave me alone. Jill, shout out Juice, man. You got the littlest bit of hair on your face. Oh man, they gotta go.
Nah, for
He
real.
don't be playing. He don't be playing. Oh, mom, man, could cause a cut. Nah.
Is that $1 razor go in the bathroom?
He got dollar razor. He give you the dollar razor. Oh
Mhm.
man.
Get right in the bathroom.
Oh man. So as you know, what's one of your biggest guys that you watch right now that you try to pick stuff on? Whether it be one of the guys from back in the day, besides, I know you mentioned Andre Ward, I know you mentioned Marco Antonio Barrera, I know you mentioned Julio Cesar Chavez, I know those are also guys, but I'm surprised you didn't mention Alexis Arguello, sir.
I really forgot to say Errol Spence. I love Errol Spence. I love the way he goes to the body, man. He breaks dudes down.
Bruh, and it's always just this much of a window. He steps out.
Mhm.
Like when he fought Mikey Garcia, that made me a believer because Mikey's so technically sound. Even though he was bigger than Mikey,
Yeah,
I knew
was about
that.
to say,
He was so much bigger than Mikey. But it's like when Mikey said this statement, every time I thought he was open for a counter, he would be gone. But it was only this much. He ain't like gone and on his bicycle this way. It's still here. And it was like, damn, this dude's gone. I can't get no shot off. That right there told me. That's one of the things why I feel like people trying to throw Boots out there. And I'm like, yeah, Boots can rumble. And he's going to be hard to beat. But it's too soon to put him in there with guys like Errol and Bud. You don't got enough experience. And that last fight showed it. Like, nah, man, you could ruin a guy like that. You could ruin a fighter doing that too soon. And somebody like Errol, the Boost shoots good to the body. Don't get me wrong. Like, it's a whip and a whip. But that whip, even though it's quick, when he shoots it, it's still a little just that. It's like doing a cross on my mom. Shout out to my mom, who's a top basketball player. She was like, when you do the cross on Allen, when Allen Iverson was coming out and yanking it, she said he gets away with it because he's quick. I never forget she told me, she said he gets away with it because he's quick. But that's not how the crossover is supposed to be. I was like, what you mean? He said there's a gap. He grabs the ball, he goes out, it's a gap. It's not supposed to be a gap, it's supposed to be. Remember how he would move his feet? He said it's supposed to be here, and this much of a gap. It's supposed to be no out here. It's supposed to be this, so you can easily get to your shot. And when you take that similar to how Buzo, it's quick, sharp, it's painful. But that gap, that window is there. And if Errol, when he throws this, it's all boom, boom. Everything is tighter. So what if Errol beats Boots to the shot, and all of a sudden he gets right in between his arm and gets his shot in, and just enough to get it back in time to catch it. That's that.
It's gonna be a long night.
Long night, exactly. And then those at that level, it's tenths of a second that will dictate how much punishment you take. Tenths of a second. Like, and I don't see that happening. Whether it's Bud or Earl, but especially if we're talking about Earl and the body work. Because Earl's gonna say, okay, this kid switches a lot. Okay, let me see if I could really cut him off, make him uncomfortable. That's gonna be the main thing. I'm gonna try to make this slick kid, uncomfortable. And you're gonna try to shoot them counter body shots, and that's gonna make it a problem. And if you don't have that experience yet, like I'll say another year or two, maybe a year, then come back to it. But not right now. But everybody was so high because he was knocking out Lipinets and everything. Those were supposed to be the fights where he was supposed to win, but Lipinets supposed to take him the distance, and he crushed him. It's like that was how. Oh yeah, he ready for them. Man, y'all. There's always these reporters who ain't never took a punch a day in their life that be trying to get these dudes put out there. Y'all like, yo, no, let this dude develop. Let him develop. Marvin Hagler had to fight 30, 40, about damn near 50 fights before people even thought said he was a good fighter. And you gonna try to throw this kid out there too soon? Like, come on, man, be real about it. Let the kid let him develop. In the last fight should have showed. We was talking about it right before you came in. I was like, He was trying to say he fought bad. And them same people backpedaling. What you backpedaling for? The boy, he probably got caught up in the crowd. Like, all right, these people pay top dollar to see me. I've been knocking out everybody out. And I'm on pay-per-view. I gotta give it to this guy. And he fought good, but he rushed. You could tell he was rushing it a little bit. He was doing the right moves, but he rushing it.
He was getting a little frustrated though, cause he never like how they were saying, like he never seen that type of style, and he never even been 12 rounds for. So for him, you know, that's got to be frustrating. Like how you say, like what all the rest of his opponents, like they didn't make it past the 7th round or something like that. So
that's what I was just about to say. Yep.
Yeah, that's got to be like, you know, mentally frustrating. Like how you said, like he's supposed to be, well, he's not supposed to be. He's been knocking guys out and stuff like that. And for this guy that nobody knows to just be using footwork against him and making him frustrated, you know.
And this is one of the things where, and I'm pretty sure, you know, because if my dad, one thing about your dad and my dad, like our dads me and you get along real well, and our dads get along so well. And I think it's because them two probably seen so much shit in the fight game, especially back then. Like how many killers it was back then, that even when I was an amateur, like my father, now looking back on it, some of the sponsors, I'm like, shit, my father putting me in it with this some bitch. Like, all right, I gotta do this. Now looking back on it, my father kind of knew what he was doing. Like he knew, yeah, he's ready for it. I had to throw him out there now. But he didn't throw me in it with nobody that was too far. Like, okay, nah, he's gonna drown Silk. He's not ready for that. He always, now looking back on it, I'm more appreciative of, because he threw me in there with the right guys at the right time. That pushed me, and I got better, and I swam. I didn't sink. And I'm pretty sure, like, your dad's probably thinking the same. Like, man, I want to make sure I move him up as a proper professional. Like, we ain't gonna work. Because I'm gonna tell you something, bro. If you in this game, you put people, you devastating guys, great smile, you do all this stuff right, they gonna be on you nonstop anyway. And then that's when the stuff starts about trying to boost. Oh, now we should throw him in with this guy. And then sometimes some people fold, some camps fold, and they put him in there with the wrong guy, wrong time, and they ruin that kid. And it's like, man, this kid could have been. We was talking about one fight long ago, Bobby Chaz, the matinee idol. I'll bring it up again. He was on it. He been in a lot of wars. He was Bobby Chaz was a star. He was a star. He was one of the commentators on Showtime. Like, he's the other voice you hear with Tyson Holyfield fights. He's one of the voices you hear. And they threw Andrew Maynard in there with him. Andrew Maynard was like 7-0. I don't even think he was 11-0. But like, he threw him in there, and Bobby Chaz looked at the promoters and said, why are you doing this? This kid could be good. Why are you throwing him in? You think I'm old. Why are you throwing this kid in here with me? You're going to ruin this kid, because now I got to do my job. And that's what the hell happened. Like, he just destroyed him. Even with, like, mention Marco Antonio Barrera, the Hamed fight. They thought Barrera was done. Because remember, he lost to Junior Jones. He had the 2 losses to Junior. He had 2 losses to Junior. He got demolished by Junior Jones. Junior Jones was a freak of nature. Imagine my height, but what, like, except for Junior Jones was like 5'9", 5'10", at 119 pounds. 119 pounds. And my arm length, maybe a few inches shorter, but like my arm length. He's hitting you from across the ring, bro. He's hitting you from the Budweiser sign in the middle of the ring. And Marco Antonio Barrera couldn't figure it out, and he blasted Marco the first fight. Then he fought him the second fight, blasted him again. It's like, all right, he old. So they threw him in there with Eric Morales. They threw him in there with Eric Morales. Like, yeah, man, you gonna blast him. It's over with. Then that man was showed up, and the next thing you know, Muhammad's brother's sitting there, if I remember right, and he's ringside for the first Morales-Barrera fight. And he go back and tell Prince, yeah, man, after that war they just put each other through, he done. Marco Antonio Barrera ruined Prince Naseem, ruined him. I don't care what nobody say. Yes, Prince Naseem, my man, had hand injuries. Yes, it's very true. And to how awkward he threw his punches and how they would land. Sometimes his fists would bend back. Had on horse heads, yes, he had hand issues. But Marco Antonio Barrera ruined him. He was never the same. He was in. Imagine if, and then the way Antonio Barrera beat him, round after round, stocks just dropped.
Yeah.
And then what did Marco Antonio Barrera do? Go on to have an illustrious another 10 years of a career, another $6, $7, $8, $9 million pay, another 12 six-figure paydays or whatever, you know. And you could, that's how quick you can mess up the trajectory of a fighter. Like, you understand, I done seen fighters, I'm not gonna say different names, but it's different fighters I done seen on Showbox. I done since growing up, I done seen Tuesday night fights, Friday night fights. Oh, this kid's supposed to be this, this, and this. And then they get crushed, and then all of a sudden it's hard for them to bounce back because of that damage that they take. And it's like now, and that's one of the things I always appreciate Lulu for, because he's like, man, he making sure he move you up right. And put you in with the right sparring, right time, push you to do the right stuff. That's priceless, because sometimes you got coaches that move their kid too fucking fast, and you coming along nicely. I'm just enjoying the show. I got a whole ringside seat. I get to see all the shit y'all don't see when I'm in the gym watching this boy box, and I just enjoy it.
Yes, sir.
He's like, so what's now? You say you want to get at least try to get to 9 to 10-0 this year. Have another 5 fights or 4. So now your trajectory, you're trying to be in the top 15, hopefully by the end of next year.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm after this fight, like hopefully like this starts like bringing more attention to me. You know, get more phone calls, get more fights. That's all I'm just hoping for. I just want to stay busy. I'm gonna stay ready. I can get those fights in so I can reach my goal. You know, to be 10-0 by the end of this year. You know, just keep getting those fights and staying consistent.
Mm-hmm. Is now the next thing gonna be, all right, my next step is now that I get to that, to get to Showbox and try to get to those ESPN undercards and things of that nature, because I can see that coming down the line as well. So how's that feel for now that maybe as you get to that point, you wind up getting that call for maybe one of those fights and those opportunities, if it's the right opportunity at the right time? Would you be willing to take those opportunities?
Hell yeah, that's the goal, man. This prize fighting, I'm not trying to be doing this for, you know, till I'm 40, 45, bro. Like, like how you said from the beginning, like I'm trying to get in the game, stay in the game, make my money, keep my head. You know, like, I don't want to be punchy or none of that.
Hell yeah, man.
Like I want to live a good life after my career too. You know. That's it.
And then also, you know, I don't think people get that part. Like, when people retire, I'll be like, Dad, guess what? Such and such retired. Good. Like, even when Andre Ward retired, I told that good. And I say the same thing. People be like, what, Sean Porter? They want Sean Porter to come back. They be one, they want Andre Ward to come back. They be one of these different guys. I'm like, nah, bro. You forget all the stuff that people don't see. A lot of times when you see a fighter get old in it, it's the sparring since they were a child that's catching up to them. Because I done seen fighters tell my dad, I done seen fighters tell me, like, man, I wanted it. I wanted to get up to school. My body just would not let me. It's like it just hits a brick wall. It's like a brick wall. Like, I remember I told Jerry, I was like, man, you know why you able to do them crazy ass rounds, like run at Errol Laura? First of all, who the fuck has the guts to just run dead at Errol Laura? And not like, yo, shout out to Swift, man. But that thing generally had 40. Yeah, he had 40 amateur fights, 44, and that where not having as much wear and tear in the amateurs, that I think a lot of that was in his fuel tank for those championship rounds. A lot of that stuff, you know. So, and people don't get that. Like, you know, with this game, you know, you may want the fighters to keep going, but a lot of times I don't be caring. Like, oh, you retired? Good. Oh, man. Hey, thank you for all you gave, bro. Thank you, because you ain't had to. Thank you for all you gave. Like, you about to go to school? Good. You going to school? Good. Oh, you coming back? All right, man, let's do our thing. Like, you coming back? All right, cool. You know, you still got a lot left in the tank. All right, cool, let's do it. But Oh, you wanna go back to school? Oh, all right, cool. Go and do that. Like, because man, this game is so fickle, man. You know, and people don't. I don't think people understand. Like, look at Fernando Vargas. Vargas is a fucking legend from the amateurs, then turning pro, and he retired. I think he retired at 27. If I'm not mistaken, I think he retired. He was 27. But look at the wars he was in by the time he was 27, and the injuries he had. And he admitted at the end of his career what he told his wife after the Trinidad fight. He said, "I'm never taking a punch the same after that Trinidad fight. My body never felt the same. I never took a shot the same after that Trinidad fight." And some people was like, what's the biggest thing you hear people say about the Garcia family with that fight? They threw Vargas in there too soon. That's a yes and a no, in my opinion. That's a topic for another day. But it's like, to me though, you can have those fights and he got what, 20 million? He got close to that, something like that. Somewhere he got even more. Now I know it was something close to 20 with Oscar. I think he got like 8 to 10 or something like that with Trinidad. I gotta go look it up. But he got 7 figures regardless. Yeah. And he got comfortable. My man got comfortable. But yeah, man, it's like, get your money, get out with your marbles intact, man. Cause don't. Johnny Tapia said, he said, man, everybody at the pit in Albuquerque screaming, "Johnny, Johnny, Johnny." But only a few of them fans came up to my house when I was pissing blood to check on me. So it's like, man, get your money, get out, man. You doing like, that's why I tell my hat to guys like Swift. Swift fighting because he want to. He don't even need to no more. He just want it bad. He don't gotta fight no more. That's a big deal. Like, if Andre Ward come back, you know what Andre Ward said about coming back, son? Did you see that shit?
He said he gonna come back?
Nah, he not coming back. He said he still spars and like still works out.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
He said, "Oh yeah, man, I moved good yesterday. I did good. All right, go to sleep. He wake up. As soon as he move his leg and hear that pop in that crack, yeah, that's why I'm retired." He said that pop in that crack, like, yeah, that's why I'm retired. Fuck this shit.
You get paid. Why do it again if you get paid to be like how you said for Andre Ward and who's the other one? Tim Bradley. Like,
yeah, man.
Commentators, bro. Like,
man,
you don't need to do that no more, bro. Like, you getting money, you still around the sport, you still get to do what you love, and then you still get like damn near the best seats in the house.
Man, what?
Like, get to watch it. That's why like we were talking about like being a referee. Like, bro, they get to see like everything right there. Like, I couldn't be no ref.
I couldn't be no ref, bro. I don't know how they do it, yo. I don't know how referees be doing that shit. Cause I'll be sitting there like, man, you gonna let him do that to you like that? Like, man, he hitting me low, ref. What, you gonna let him do it? Like, looking at the man, you gonna wind up getting us in trouble. Oh my God. But man, I'll be sitting there watching them. Some of them guys, man, I heard Andre Ward say, he said, them fight checks be nice. You know, of course, you're not gonna make as much commentating as you would in one night of a fight. But he like, you know what? He did enough. This man done did everything you can possibly think to do or want to do. This man basically lived a video game as a fighter in real life. The dude did everything you do with your fighter on fight night. Like, he won the Olympic gold medal, signed a top contract, signed his top sponsorship, signed another top sponsorship, got Jordans for free for the rest of his life, got his own gym, and he's commentating. This dude basically just lived a whole fight night round 3 with your creative fighter in real life. He has no reason to do anything else ever again. And the same trajectory that you're on, I could see your name in those lights, saying that, you know, just like when Jared was coming along, where it was like, oh wow, you see this. It's different when you know a friend of yours and you consider him your boxing brother and you watch him progress, and then it's time for him to get on TV and you see their name on that ticker. Like, I remember when I was little and Daryl Coley's name popped up on the thing to fight Oscar. It was like, whoa, that's Mr. Daryl. Like, Todd Barnett, when his name popped up, when Jared fought Frank Allard, it's like, yo, this is it. Even like my little cousins, my little nephews, they be like, they see my name pop up on the ticker for the announcer, then they be like, that's my uncle. And it was like,
Uh-huh.
cause it's different. It's like, man, I can't wait when I see Crisanto right there. It's like
Appreciate
El
you.
Chingon.
You keep saying it like that. You gotta add the
You know,
emphasis.
yeah, but you always gonna know I'm there in the crowd because I'm gonna say butter.
Yes,
You gonna know
sir.
I'm there. Like, oh wait, oh
Mantequilla.
yep, there he is. Like everybody gonna be saying El Chingon, but I'm gonna be saying butter. You gonna know? Oh, there you go. Like, yo, what you want me to do? Yo, man, slide over to the bike. What the fuck you waiting on? Slide over, shoot this dude under, go under the heart. You're like, oh my goodness. But none of one of your skill sets that I love to watch is how you don't waste your foot movement. Sometimes I waste mine. Like, so I know it may look good sometimes when I be moving around the ring, but sometimes I be like, dang, I slid out that window. I ain't necessarily need to. And it's just like how. And also I do it because my arms are so long. I don't want to smother myself to get out, reset that length. But you'll sit there, everything, and you don't never waste no. Sometimes I saw you keep your back foot planted, just move your left foot just enough, like just enough, and then boom, boom, catch, boom. I'm like, God, I gotta. Yeah, let me try that on the bag and see if I can get that.
I unlock that one.
Oh man, so like, what's your thoughts on some fighters now starting to, make the Instagram route, make the OnlyFans route now with different sponsorships, and how do you think, what? Hey, it's still money coming in for the fighter? Or do you think it should be more, some guys just can't do it that way. They just need to stay in the gym more. Or some guy, because I think it's wishy. I think it goes both ways, because I think it's a catch-22. You could do the Instagram because it brings more casuals in. I talked to a promoter. He said, yo, it don't matter. We don't care about the hardcore fans. Y'all gonna watch a fight regardless. Trying to bring more casuals in. And the Instagram does it. And is that one of the turns that you had to make as a pro? Like, all right, now I gotta try to promote more. Me and you was talking about that a couple of days ago.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's cool like that. Like, get the sport like on the map more and more. Like anything you could do, like different revenues and stuff like that. And I actually seen that like on the OnlyFans, like just recently, like they started doing with boxing and MMA and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I think
And
that's
you
cool.
see it on the trunks and the
Yeah.
shirts now. Yeah.
Like I think
Boots had it on his. Sinisa had it on hers. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's cool. Like any way you could get that money, we get it.
Yeah. Like, matter of fact, I got a topic for you, and I want to see what you say. So, what do you think about these fighters doing exhibitions? Like, and I'm talking about the boxers, like the boxers doing the exhibitions with whoever the hell it may be, whether it be an MMA guy, whether it be an Instagram guy, whoever. What do you think? What do y'all two think about that?
I don't know, like with the Jake Paul stuff and stuff like that. Like I don't really like that.
I don't like it either.
But what I did like for I forget which fight it was, but I think it's when he fought one of them football players. But he gave everybody a bonus after that. I thought that was cool for like that, like because like, he like a big YouTube star or whatever. So it's like he's bringing more people to the sport. But it's like when everybody starts to think that they could just get up and pick up boxing gloves and go in the ring, like nah, it's not like that at all. Like you will get hurt. Like,
yes,
it's not no game. Like you can't just pick this up and say, all right, I'm gonna do this.
What do you think, Kenichi?
Kind of the same thing he said. Like you can't just pick up the sport. I don't like how they think that in that type of way. But the exhibitions to me are actually entertaining.
Yeah, it's this is how I look at it. Like, first of all, exhibitions been going on fucking forever, bro. Jack Johnson did them. Two-Ton Tony Galento did them. Joe Louis did them. Sugar Ray Robinson and Willie Pep did one. Willie Pep, they fought each other in the amateurs. Willie Pep and Ray Robinson fought each other in the amateurs. Willie Pep always said, yeah, I won the New York State Golden Gloves, and back then that's like the national. Even right now, you fighting the blue and golds in New York, that's like fucking nationals. But Ray Robinson's in the joint who never lost an amateur fight. He gonna say, yeah, his manager gonna say, yeah, I throw my kid in there. Willie Pep manager gonna say, yeah, I throw my kid in there. Amateurs back then had managers. Like your trainer was your managers back then. Crazy. And he said, yeah, my manager was the toughest guy in the joint that night. Like, he gonna throw me in there with Ray Robinson. And they did, when they both retired, they did a fun exhibition at Madison Square Garden at the Mecca. So that's been going on forever. And when it comes to fighter like Floyd making his money, like making a quick 8-7 million, do your thing. Like, he ain't breaking no sweat. Like, to do that, I'm not sweating it. But to y'all point, I agree with it about you gonna get yourself hurt fucking around in this game doing that. Like, I'm gonna say it as blunt as I can. You gonna get yourself fucked around doing that shit in this game. Because you gonna wind up, because I mention this all the time. I said it on a previous episode. What if Nate Robinson didn't get up? How long was he out cold?
Yeah, he was out.
He was out. And he was already exhausted. So you already know ain't that much oxygen getting to the brain anyway at that point. And he gets clipped. And not only did he get clipped once, he got clipped twice. And the second time was on the side of the head, not on the chin. Right behind the ear almost. That is permanent damage. If he wouldn't have got up, we would have been on Congress. We would have been on CNN. We would have boxing. We all of us as fighters would have been condemned for that. Like, oh, how did y'all let this go on? Where's the, every time something happens in boxing, what do you always hear? Where's the regulation board for this? But NFL has a commission. The NBA has a commission. Why is there single commissions for states instead of one big one for? You hear that shit all the time. If Nate Robinson didn't get up, bro, we would probably be on front row right now, like trying to sit there and say, nah, let boxing keep going. And to me, it's like, okay, it's good money, don't get me wrong. And once again, boxing has always been a spectacle sport. Before me, before our dads were even thought of, it's always been a spectacle sport. When you do these sports, it's all about the revenue at that point. It's all about the casuals at that point. Who you gonna get to come to a fight with a suit on, like wanting to be seen at the fight and putting butts in the seats? That's all I want to find. But when you take into account that you're putting in guys that I commend Jake Paul. He's committing to it. He's gotten better and it seems like he wants to do it, but some things that I've heard about his camps and how things go and how his fights go, when he finally ends up getting hit with a liver shot and he pisses blood, I don't think he's gonna want to do this no more. He just been having it a certain way to where that is not to say too much. He just, people have been telling me that it's just certain things that happens that he ain't been in it with the right guy yet. He ain't been put in there with the right person yet to where that's gonna happen. And I don't know how true that is. Whatever, that's on him. Do your thing, boy. But at the same time, you're allowing more other people to say, oh, I want to try to do this. I want to try to, get in there. And everybody want to be a fighter until it's time to be a fighter. Yeah. Everybody want to be a boxer. Yeah, how many times, bro, you be in the gym, you see the parents come in, they say child first day boxing, and they so pressed to take their phone out and record it so they could show little Johnny trying to hit the heavy bag. And they just swear up and down, he gonna be next, y'all. Like, Johnny is some shit. He can't, Johnny is some shit. All right, he's not good. He ain't got it, dog. Like, if you want to learn how to defend yourself, cool. Get confidence and discipline, cool. But nah, he ain't got that, dog. You gonna get your kid hurt. And I don't think people be getting that shit. Like, do you know? Like, these people right now. Like, I was just telling my little cousin, they was like, yeah, you should do you go to jail if you kill someone in the ring? Like, no. It's called sanctioned homicide. If the weight right, the wraps is right, the gloves is right, beforehand and afterwards, it is what it is at that point. And I hate to say it, and it's like when my father said, until one of them get hurt real bad, and it's gonna really mess it up for the game, because then it's gonna be like, all right, well, now y'all gonna make it to where you gonna condemn us and say, all right, why did we regulate this? Money, that's why it got regulated. Y'all always say boxing is dying when it really ain't. It be dying, but yet bringing another $100 million gate. But you bring them on, and you want to know why it got regulated? Money. That's why it got regulated. Money. That's why we letting these dudes put on these gloves and do what they do. Money. You know, but they're gonna say, why did we let this fly? How dare us let this fly? How dare you put these guys in there? They don't even have amateur experience. When we all know, if Jake Paul gets in there with anybody in the top 50, hell, if he gets in there with a kid, you know what? I'll throw out a name. Lil Sugar She out of Headbangers goes to training camp. He 8-week training camp with Jake Paul. He gets sent home in the first 2 weeks. He getting sent home, bro. He's gonna get a little stack of money and he's going, your flight's ready for you tomorrow. You're catching the red eye back to DC. That's how that's gonna go. You know, so it's like, and at the same time, you put the guys like you on the hot seat, because when you're a fighter, you're told to be a prize fighter. And if you sitting there sparring guys like Jaleel Hackett, Lamar Peterson, Max Garland, and all these other guys, and then you making your way up the ladder, making $5 grand here, another 10 grand here. All right, now I'm about to get 50 grand. Now I'm about to get 100 grand, whatever. And you tell me you want me to fight Jake Paul for $7 million, you're gonna take that.
Mm-hmm.
That then it's like then when you say, yeah, Crisanto's gonna fight Jake Paul, then it's like, well, you're a hip. Then as the fighter, you look like the hypocrite, because you said, well, you say you didn't like it, but you're taking the money. It's like you putting us in a bad spot, no matter what. As commentators, as former fighters, as present prospects, you putting all of us in. I talked to David Sparta, talked to Shimuel Python, all of them say, shoot, if I get called out of retirement right now to fight Jake Paul, I'm taking it.
No, for real.
It's a once in a, it's like fighting Floyd. It's like once in a, without the risk of taking a beating for 12 rounds. It's nowhere near on the skill level. So it's just boxing is a fecal game. Hello, new people. Boxing is a very fecal game. It could be very, very catchy to deal with, very touchy at points to deal with in this sport. And it could just be certain things where you're just like, all right, does this make sense? And you know how it is when you turn pro, it's a whole different ball game when it comes to them contracts. And how it is as a fighter. You know, it's all together different. All together different. Because now you're not only just, okay, I love doing this and I want to make this my living as an amateur, but now you're turning pro and it's like, oh, I'm a grown man now. I'm really doing this as my job. You know, and I think that's how it really messes us up in a sense. Like, what you right now, you about to go to school. But if you get a call right now to fight Jake Paul, you gonna go ahead and we gonna go to Chipotle and put some weight on you, and you gonna go fight Jake. Thank you, right? You gonna go make that quick. You gonna make that quick 7 figures, correct? My ass right now, I'll be like, look, Jake, I'll fight you, but we gotta schedule it for 3 rounds, cause I only got 3 in me. I ain't going 8. I ain't got 8 in me. I can do 3. We gonna do 2 minutes. Like, I need 2 minutes, and we gonna need a minute break. I need that, but I'll take that. Matter of fact, you ain't gotta pay me $8 million. I'll take $1 million. Like, exactly. Man, what? Take that $1 million, pay my taxes off on that $1 million, and then, all right, cool. What business we buying?
Nah, for real.
What business we buying, man? Like, you saw, did you know Arturo Gatti owned so much shit before he passed? He still does. I think he still has ownership. All that shit go right to his son. He owns different buildings in Canada, in Montreal. And he owns businesses in New York and New Jersey. I think. Yeah. Crazy. How quick. Two little leathers and laces can change your life. And then who else? Paul Williams. When Paul Williams got in that accident and he was supposed to fight Canelo, remember he got into the accident, he was scheduled to fight Canelo. Did you know that? When Paul Williams got into the accident, he was already scheduled to fight Cinnamon. The fight was made. The contract was signed. It's going to be on pay-per-view. It was a done deal. Then he got into the accident. He's probably the only fighter I've ever seen that had a devastating career-ending injury that it didn't affect his life. That man owned damn near all of South Carolina. He already owned different apartment buildings. He owned like 3 and 4 apartment buildings. Buildings, not apartment buildings. Yeah. And businesses and like own all of that. And you think of some of the wars Paul Williams was in, the Sergio Martinez wars. Oh my God! Did they go to war, son? Oh my God!
That was crazy.
That first fight was, man, I might go home and watch that. Yo, I'm gonna go home and watch that joke, yo. Oh my God. Did you ever see that fight? Go home and watch Sergio Martinez versus Paul Williams, bro. Treat yourself. Treat yourself.
He probably seen the highlight before.
You had to see the
Yeah,
highlights,
I probably
bro.
did.
Slim. Sergio. And then even when he lost in the rematch, when he got clipped, that man got up and still went to the after party. He said, man, I just got $8 million. I'm good.
Yeah.
Like Sugar Ray Leonard, when he lost to Durant, everybody was crying because of the beating he took that night. Everybody was crying, and he was pissed. He was trying to hide it. He said, what y'all crying for? We just made $12 million. What you crying for? Buddy McGirt. Everybody was waiting for Buddy McGirt to get his big payday. Long overdue. 2 quick stories. And this is like you. He said he was sparred. He got to the gym. He about to spar, right? This dude told him, I'm gonna put a quarter on the ground. And I'm gonna put my foot on the quarter. When the round over, I'm gonna take my foot off, the quarter gonna be right there. So basically he's saying he putting his foot right here, he ain't moving. And Buddy McGirt said he whooped my ass. He kicked my ass. He would let me land one shot, and that was the jab, and that was it. And he would, he said, man, I thought I was surrounded, getting hit with these shots.
Getting jumped.
And then, yeah, he said as soon as the round was over, he take his foot off. Zab Judah said, man, that's a 25-cent ass whooping right there. 25-cent ass whooping. And it's like, Buddy McGirt did this, bro. And this is why I like that you stay in the gym and then you take your ass home and then you come right back to the gym. That's one of the things I love watching you do. Because if you was to get what I'm about to say to you, you'll be ready. Buddy McGirt just fought. He gets the call to fight for the world title. On Sunday, he got the call. Yeah, you gonna fight? You want to fight for the world title on Sunday? On Sunday, bro. That's like getting called out at school. Like, oh shit, you just want me to? Okay, so I just gotta see you after school. Okay, cool. Like that's the equivalent of. He said, yeah, because back then how our dads grew up. These days fighters will turn down the world title shot. They'll take step aside money. When our dads were growing up, you got a call like that for any type of fight. What do you always hear our dad say? Stay ready, because you don't know, you might not ever get that call again. You might not ever get that call again, ever. This man sparred Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, rest Saturday, fought Sunday. Channel 4, won the world title.
That's dedication.
Sparred. Think about that. Young fighters. And I'm saying this to these fighters, these boxers who don't want to be fighters, because there's plenty of dudes who want to be boxers out here, but don't want to be fighters. It's all good being a boxer. The outfit look nice. Oh, you got people, yeah, my man nice, young, my man nice, young. All that cool. Until you get in there with a killer like this one over here, and then you get to round 6, round 7. All right, you get in there with killers like Jalil Hackett. You get in there with killers like Max Garland. And you're in rounds, and this is sparring. You get in round 6. So you got somebody like Max Garland smiling at you and brush his dreads over to the left under his head again. He right back on your ass. Talking to Baker and Sean. Yeah, I see it. I got you with the shit. And on your ass. Or get in there with a young kid that's green like Eddie, who throw every goddamn thing hard. Every brick.
Eddie gonna be a problem.
He gonna be a problem.
Eddie gonna be a problem.
Oh my God. Especially get his feet right too, or he gonna be like issue. But you say you want to be a fighter, but it's gonna be moments where you're gonna have that where like, yo, what if you get that moment where you in Buddy McGirt's shoes? Oh shit, let me spar. I'm gonna spar 15 rounds with 4 guys for the next 6 days, rest Sunday. Because remember, back then, there was no weigh-ins the day before. Back then, you weighed in the morning of. You know that? Yeah. Back then, up until when our dads fought, then you started weighing in the day before. This is why people say you should go back to that. Because back then, when you weighed in, you kind of stayed closer to your weight. These days, because you could have 24 hours to rehydrate, you'll lose 7 extra. Instead of going to 147, you'll go and cut the 140. because you know you're gonna put it right back on. And you know, back then it's like, oh well, I can't do that. I'm not gonna kill myself. I'll stay at 147 back then. So you weighed in at like 7 in the morning, 9 in the morning, things like that back then. Then you went back upstairs to your hotel room and went to sleep. Back he sparred 4 guys every day up until Saturday, rested Saturday, fought Sunday, and won the world title. Buddy McGirt was different, yo. People see that nice, fat, chubby guy in the corner, all nice and everything with the glasses. Man, Buddy Magoo was that dude. James Buddy McGirt, go look up them tapes. Like, it took Mildred Taylor throwing 8 punches per shot to take the title. That's who Buddy McGirt is. And Buddy McGirt fought Pernell Whitaker. Finally got his $1 million payday, right? First fight, he fought with a torn shoulder. So Sweet Pea gave him another rematch. So he said the first fight, every time Sweet Pea made a move, I made a move. But basically kept mimicking him, mirroring him. And it pissed him off, gave him fits, because it threw Sweet Pea's timing off. The second fight, he thought, you know what? I'm going to just take it to Sweet Pea. He said, big mistake. He said, man, Sweet Pea kicked my ass the second fight. So he said he walking back in the tunnel. And you know, this is me to you right here. This is our friendship right here. Like this. Hey man, did it look bad? No, he didn't look bad. He just tore your ass out the frame. That's all. Let's just go ahead and take the $1 million and go home. Let's take the $1 million and go home, bro. That's what I can see me saying some shit like that. I'm there with my media pass and I gotta follow you around with my media. And I'll be like, he's like, yo, how did man? No, you did good, Santo, man. People never gonna forget what you did tonight. He was like, you know, you just made your side of your face look different. But that's no point. I'm gonna help you get that down. Let's just take the $1 million and go home, baby. Like, let's go home.
No, we ain't taking no L's.
Hell no, man. Just messing with you, just picking on you. But yeah, man. To see you mature from the amateurs to now, I want to say this part. Make sure I don't forget to say this part. It's a beautiful thing to watch your maturation process. Beautiful thing to watch how you've matured from the amateurs to the pro. It's kind of like me watching Swift all over again, because Swift was similar to you. Like, he really was. Like, I'll tell you more off the air, but Swift was exactly like when he turned pro. I remember the conversation he had with Nesto, and Nesto tested him because he could have been so much better in the amateurs. And he would be in and out the gym or whatever. And that was the only difference between y'all. That was the only difference. What was him staying in and out of the gym or whatever. But the perfect similarity is when it was time to turn pro, it was like I saw a different kid. Jerry started to change. And I had a ringside seat to that. I was in all of those camps. I was being able to spar and help those guys. Blaze, shout out to Blaze, shout out to Patrick Rivera, you know, Slick, Steve, you know, all those guys, you know, Lil Badman, all those guys. We were in that camp together constantly. Frank Galarza camps, the Diaz camps, the Molina camps, the Jojo Dan camps. We were in all those camps together helping him. And it was like, man, this kid I never forget. And then me and Dad was talking. It's crazy how this is all deja vu over again. He's fighting at Rosecroft. He's about to fight Gallo Negro. George. He's about to fight Mr. George Armenta. And I'm watching him, and I always would do my rounds at Rosecroft, and I go to the dressing room and tell Mike Reed, Larry Reed, all the guys, love you, man. Go do your thing. You know, I'm proud of you no matter what. Go shake out. And I sit, I'm watching. It just was different. I sit down on the thing, and Billy was right here. It's like Billy was like where Nietzsche at. And I said, Uncle Billy. He go, yup. He don't know, do he? He said, nope, he don't know. And I said, he really don't know? Nope. So when he finds out, yep, it's over. When he finally figures it out what he is, it's over. The same damn near verbatim conversation happened with me and Dad in the gym. He was over on the other side. Watching. that? You don't know, do it. He's a no. Santo don't even know. And now, and you still don't know. But it's beautiful to watch. It's beautiful to watch. And I'm proud to say I know you, man. I'm proud to say, you know, te quiero, mi amor. Siempre.
Thank you, man.
Always, baby. Man, don't get sentimental, man. I ain't making it awkward, man. I ain't good. Oh man. So now what's the minor title that's on that might be on the line? I think ABO, right?
Yeah, the ABO.
That's right under. I think that's the IBO sanctioning. Yeah, that's IBO sanctioning. Shit, that's IBO. So if that's IBO shit, you might be traveling, bro. You fight, you get that belt. Next thing you know, you pop up on the IBO rankings, and you wind up going to England.
England?
Yeah, a lot of the time. So if I'm right, I might be wrong. The belt that you're fighting for, if you choose to fight for it, and you know whether you choose to keep it or kick it to, or even if you kick it, like get it and kick it, you're still gonna be under, like, he'll still have a name to be like, hey, he just won that belt. So they might try to, especially if you make calls, they're like, oh, put him at 22 in the IBO now because of that. Then you get to 9-0, whatever. Next you know you at 17, you're 15, whatever the case may be. And if it's the IBO is always was a huge belt, like in the 90s. For some reason, kind of like dumbed down, but it's still, to me and a lot of other reporters, a lot of different people, fighters, it's still considered like a major belt. I don't know why, like, but now it's kind of regulated. Like you'll see a lot of, like, Chris Eubank still has his. I think Chris Eubank Jr. still has the world. I think who else? I think Anthony Yard has an IBO belt. Conor Ben, I think, has an IBO belt as well. And next thing you know, you get the international, and you might get a IBO world title next thing. Because Scooter had one. Scooter fought for his IBO world title on the J Rock Swift card. Yeah, that was his first world title, was the IBO belt.
Hold on, you talking about the IBO, like that's the black one, right?
No. This is the green one. IBO one. Let me show you.
I thought the green one was the WBC one.
The green one is that green. The IBO is a dark, like olive, deep green, like a forest green one. Oh, I gotta show you. And like you could see because Floyd fought for it. I think when Floyd got it too. And those belts, a lot of them guys in Europe be fighting. Next thing you know, you be getting a call to go fight on them Eddie Hearn cars with that damn belt, man. So that'll be a good stepping stone. Good. Me and Tio were talking about it yesterday outside of the gym. Like, man, this be a good stepping stone for you, and turn the corner. And as you keep progressing, man, next thing you know, they like you sneak up on a lot of guys and fuck up a lot of money, bro, for a lot of people. Especially with your style, off timing. You got a really rough off timing style, man. That could really fuck up a guy's rhythm. And if they not used to that, see, it's different when you sparring the same people all the time because y'all get used to each other. When you're not used to a guy and it's round to round trying to figure a guy out, sometimes you might figure a guy out and it's already, I never forget, I heard one guy tell me, I don't say his name, he's like, man, by the time I figured it out, it was already round 9, round 10, and down by 4 on the card. And that's how it be sometimes, and that's man, keep that, because that's going to be difficult for guys to pick up on that. It's going to be so difficult for guys to keep up with that. Especially you got a steady jab on it, and then they got to keep getting past a barrier. This to and try to fight hand to hand, trying to get over your first hand, to get over to try to get a target, get a point on you. It'll take a real seasoned pro or a seasoned young pro that had a lot more amateur experience to try to figure that shit out. And that's going to really catapult you a lot, because then it's like, oh, wow, he throws a lot of hard shots to the body. Solid seat pattern. Boxing, that was another thing I didn't mention. Like, you got a beautiful seat pattern. You got a real nice seat pattern. That's getting even better now that I've been watching. That seat pattern getting better and better. Inside control getting better and better. And that's nice to watch. Come along nice. So as you know, now what's another thing that you feel like you want to try to work on as a pro? Like one of your skill sets that you want to try to improve as a pro that you feel like it's solid but you want to do better on?
I'd definitely say counter punching.
Countering?
Yeah, counter punching. Cause like for me, I feel as though like I don't like I got a style, but I'm not like I can't say like all right, I'm a counter puncher or I'm a like I'm a like an aggressive fighter. Like I feel like I'm well rounded, so I try to do everything in one.
That's the Avio belt.
Okay, yeah, I have seen that before.
Yeah.
Shit, that one cool. I go to England fight for that too. I ain't
You stupid. Like, every time they give you, it's like your voice never go high or low. Yeah, yo, go ahead, go fight for that joint too. Like, everything smooth.
got to.
Yeah, it's your dad was a counterpuncher.
Yeah.
So that's crazy that you say that though, because because your dad was a counterpuncher. But the thing is though, I've watched you counter. It's more the body shot. You'll catch it and then do every time, right? Do. And that's the big thing. No, I know. So it's weird to hear you say that you want to get better at counterpunching because he was known for counterpunching and he was a hooker.
Yeah.
So that was crazy. That's crazy that you say that.
Yeah, like he tried, like he helps me a lot with it, but I'm saying like I could do it, but like how you say, if it's one thing that I want to get better at, is definitely be like a little bit more patient with the counter, because sometimes I get in my head and I just be a little too aggressive, and I should have just calmed down and just counted for real. So I would want to work on that a lot more.
Oh yeah, because just like with we was talking about the boots thing, shit gonna come regardless. That's gonna come regardless, because as you progressing as a professional, you're gonna get better with that anyway. Like we was talking about that joint before, like people getting on, we was talking about it earlier, with people getting on, like, Boots probably thinking, man, first time on pay-per-view as like co-main, and that was a big deal. People, quiet as it's kept, people were talking like, why was he the co-main event? People felt like because of Boo Boo's resume and being a pro longer, he should have got the co-main, and Boot should have got it should have been Speedy first, Boot second, Boo Boo and Damon third, and then Tank fourth. And I'm like, no, they did that because they felt like probably Boo Boo not gonna knock nobody out, and they probably looking for Boot's knock by everybody. So you already thinking that in the dressing room, like, shit, man, I'm on pay-per-view, and these people bringing, I'm right down the street from home. I'm in DC, right down like 2-3 hours down the road from home. And man, I gotta bring it. And people don't understand that. Like, you don't wanna. It's so many things that people don't understand. Like in boxing, that when people say, "How can you fall asleep in there?" Shit, yes you can, because you trying to stay relaxed so much that you get the guy under control, and you don't want your anxiety to go. So you got him under control. So you relax, and as soon as you relax for too long, all of a sudden he leap in with some bullshit, and all of a sudden you get hit like that. And then when it comes to, why you let the crowd influence you? Easy, because sometimes the crowd be influencing the judges. As stupid as that sounds, yes, as stupid as that sounds, the judges can be influenced by the crowd. And you thinking that I couldn't imagine what Boots could have been thinking in that dressing room. Like, 10 minutes till walk. 5 minutes till walk. Then we're gonna come bring the cameras. Boots, we're ready for you. And he gotta be thinking in his head, like, his whole family is fighters. Like, all of his brothers were ranked in the top 15. All of them. All of them were, like, one of our hometown guys for him, Alexander the Great Johnson. I think he beat I think it was the older brother, the oldest brother. I think it was the oldest brother he beat. And that was a big fight. I mean, they went back and forth. It was in Atlantic City. That fight, you could kind of do it like this. When you fight those fights, I don't care who you are, you gotta have some type of thought of, shit, man, they paying all this money to see me, bro. And no matter how calm he is, you're like, all right, I'm on pay-per-view. I'm co-main. I'm ahead of guys with a longer resume than me. I gotta knock this guy out, or I gotta look spectacular. All the other times was all good because, I was just main event. Now it's co-main and pay-per-view. Shit, they may not want to put me on there no more. I gotta really show up. And then that leads to you rushing shots, overdoing it, pushing, not setting it up the way you should, taking your time. And that showed. Like, it showed, and I don't think he should be penalized for that. Like, that's all part of your maturation process as a professional. And if people don't get that, you a fool, right? You probably never boxed before. Like, shoot, especially being from this area, that shit happens in sparring all the time. Go anywhere. I remember back when old school was at top of the crab house. Like, yo, man, dudes be, yeah, it was all type of shit. Oh my God. All right, Tim, rest in peace, Coach Tim. With the clown, oh yeah, we're gonna do the dog pound. Let's see who really wanna do this. All this. Oh man, it was stop. Like and that right there made you learn real quick. All right, block that out. Block that. My father had to do that to me. Hey, man. Look at me. Focus. Worry about that. Do what I need you to do. Do what I ask you to do. Don't worry about them. Because as soon as you do what I ask you to do, it's going to get real quiet in here. And like, yes, sir.
That's turn a boy to a man. Right
yeah.
there.
Oh, yeah. Especially when, like, back at Rosecroft, all them hard spawn sessions up at Rosecroft, bro. Oh, my
It's
God.
like 5 different gyms in one gym, bro.
Yes. Oh, my. People don't understand. So, like, where we from, old school was like the hot spot to come get to work. Oh, Miss K, can you change the music real quick? It's like, man, we were in there, and Quick could be in there, DeMar Nicholson to be in there. This is like right before you came when you were like younger. This is when it was on top of the crab house. Wednesdays and Saturdays, Audrey Tyler in there, Quick. Rest in peace, Quick. You got the Annapolis boxing team from the Navy. They coming up there. You had Headbangers up there. You got D Block was up there. No Excuse come up there. And it was just work. You was going, and I never give him. The mom was sitting in that seat telling. He said, "Man, you was gonna sink or swim up in there." And then the more people in there, the hotter it got. Oh my God! And then you got the headgear on. My father, he said, "Do not," especially with my illness, and we were not saying nothing. Do not put that headgear on until you get in the ring. You know how sometimes guys are locking in and just be walking around?
Yeah.
Do not, my father, hey, matter of fact, give it here. Like, take the headgear, hold it. Because I'll be having it on top of he said, I don't even want you like having it on top of your head. Like, I said, Dad, I'm not going to put it on, man. I don't even want it on top of your head. Like, it's because it's too hot up in here. Man, dudes be ready to pass. It had to be like 105 of it. At Rosecroft, too, in the summer, go running around the track or run up and down the concrete, go back inside that Joe, man. And then it's all steel. It's all steel around you. Man, it didn't go down to Keystone at Dusty's gym. And we go to Rev 15, it's all go down in the basement, it's all brick. Remember when it was summertime, the floor got wet, we slipping on the floor?
Hot as hell in there.
Hot as shit in there, bro. He was like, man, how the hell am I sweating and I ain't even started doing shit yet? I'm just standing here and it just started sweating. It's like, oh, man, then you got the gym we at now. Dusty ass show up at the gym. All right, shut the gate and then turn the heat on him and Wally. Shout out to Wally. Turn the heat all the way up. Got 2 furnaces in the joint cooking. We in that joint cooking, man. But that's one of the things that actually I think will also help you with maturation process, that the talent around here. On top of that, having to deal with what we've had to deal with since we kids, like, because you might not go to another place. Like, guys, New York, Philly, DC, you might have a spawn session that's like a fight. How many spawn sessions have you been in where it's like, man, we should have got paid for this shit? Or a lot, right? Like, oh, man, like, damn, man. This is like a fight. Everybody was standing up, cheering, crowd, shit, like going up. Hey, man, hey, do this. Hey, such and such. Man, he don't want none of that. Keep doing this. You hear all this chatter on the outside. You're like, shit, this ain't even nationals, dog. Like, you get to, then you go fight somewhere else and it's quiet. It's like, oh, man, ain't got hear no loud shit on the outside of the ring. Fighting that Rosecroft. Rosecroft, man, you get in that ring, the lights is right here on your ass. And you just like, all right, start sweating. Though it's so many. It's like, swear, bro. And I swear, Rosecroft, bro, is like our StubHub center. Like that Carson, you know that joint up in Carson, California, where all the wars be happening at? I think Rosecroft is our giant. Because all the top wars, like in the past 5 to 10 years, happened at Rosecroft. Especially when Gene was throwing them fight cards every month. When he went from the convention center and he switched it to Rosecroft Raceway, all the tough fights, even now, I don't know what it is about Rosecroft, bro. I don't know what it is, but it's something special about that little spot upstairs. I don't know what it is, man. It's like that place. I've had so many fighters say, like, man, that if it wasn't for me fighting at Rosecroft, that helped me be ready for when I got to Showtime. That was like, because I remember seeing guys, man. I remember dudes came, Mike Reed fought, you know. Shout out Mike, yes indeed, Reed, you know. Him and that skip, whenever you saw that man get comfortable, when he started skipping to you like this, you knew the fight was over, dog. He about to crush this dude. He fought, I forget this guy's name. He fought the guy out of California, undefeated. Dude bought all his youngins. Outbought all his dudes. All you saw was black and red on one side of Rosecroft. And they came all the way from Cali with him.
Cali?
Yes, from Oakland. They came with him from Oakland, Kenichi. Deep. Talking shit. We bet, yeah, what's up? We'll bet such and such. Man, I go over there. I ain't gonna say the fighters that was over there. I go over there to say what's up to a couple coaches and a fighter. I didn't even know what I was stepping on. I go over there. What's up, y'all? Oh, what's up, baby? Hey, yo, you stepping on the money. I'm like, y'all want to donate to a kid in medical school real quick? Like my feet went 2 inches off the ground. I'm like, can I get $1? Like God damn. Like that, and it was so much going back and forth. And them band was gotten there. And Mike Reed crushed them though. But it was Rosecroft, man, is a different animal. Like show place as well, but Rosecroft, man, that place is like, I call that the little StubHub Center. That you go there, anything can happen on your fight night there. Anything can fucking happen, man. So let the people know, man, when's your next fight gonna be?
Man, my next fight is this month, January 28th in the Bermuda. I forget what the complex is called, but it's all the way in the Bermuda, so I don't think anybody coming out unless they already there. But yeah, it's definitely gonna be a link. It's gonna be on my Instagram at l.chingon210. I send that out, you know, it'll be out there for everybody to watch who wanna watch and support me. I appreciate that. Yeah, that's for the next one.
And then I just want to let everyone, once again, brother, proud to know you, proud to watch your maturation process. I can't wait to see you come home and do your thing some more, man. I'm just enjoying my ringside seats at this ascent that you're doing, man. It's a beautiful thing, man. Oh, man, te quiero mucho, mano. Siempre. All right. For everybody, I'm here with Kenichi. We're here with Top Prospect, Crisanto, El Chingon, Matequilla, Big Butter. I'm Junior the Golden Boy. Till next Friday.